Welcome, everyone. I am Dr. LuLu Shimmick, and tonight I'm going to be talking all about natural antibiotics. And this is really a key subject right now as we're still in the pandemic and moving into flu and cold season. We want to make sure that we have all the tools we need to have the best immune system ready to fight. Okay. So I'm Dr. LuLu Shimmick. I'm a naturopathic physician, a functional medicine practitioner, and author. I'm a botanical formulator and podcast host of The Genetic Genius. My new book just came out. It's called Detox, Nourish, Activate, Plant and Vibrational Medicine for Energy, Mood, and Love. It's a wonderful book to help activate the entire body and especially the adrenal system, the cardiovascular system, and the brain. So if you're interested in learning more about how to activate those systems using plant medicine, vibrational medicine, and all other types of things, you can find that information on my website and get your own copy. So I also own Dr. LuLu's naturopathic clinic here in Asheville, North Carolina. And I also am the plant medicine director at the Veterans Healing Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina, where I teach workshops to the veteran community throughout the summer and online, as well as I run the medicinal garden and I teach the veterans how to use plant medicine to enrich their lives in all different types of ways. One of my passions and joys is working with plants. So I really specialize in helping women regain hormonal balance and vitality by discovering the root cause of dysfunction. And that could be from an endocrine disorder like thyroid, which I specialize in, or adrenal fatigue and exhaustion, or PCOS, fertility, etc. So those are kind of like my main loves and passions, but I also work a lot with the gut and genetics. So today, sorry, that screen is not correct. Today, we're going to be talking about natural antibiotics, and we're going to be talking about the main foods and herbs to help enrich your immune system, as well as essential oils. So let's grab a notebook, grab the handout, and dive in. Okay, so why is it important that we talk about natural antibiotics, right? Let's get there first. So antibiotics, as you might know, that's a pretty common word, right? You might even have taken them yourself for maybe an infection or a viral cause, but they help to get rid of bacteria and viruses in our body that are causing an infection. And right now we're kind of in an epidemic, so to speak, of using antibiotics way more than necessary. They're being prescribed just as you say, oh, I think I have an infection. And before they do a test, then they prescribe those antibiotics. And antibiotics are great for that main purpose, right? If you really have an infection and they're needed, but they do a lot of problems in the gut. Some new studies have shown that when you take a series or a round of antibiotics, that it can actually do damage to your gut for up to 6 years. Because what happens is those antibiotics come in, they kill the infection. With that, they kill all of the good bacteria in the gut. And then your body has to repopulate. So, kind of diving deep into that philosophy, but I wanted you to make sure that is really understand that how important antibiotics are. And when we use them from a natural perspective, they help to support the vitality of the body. They help to support the immune system of the body without causing underlying damage to other systems. So these antibiotics, natural antibiotics or prescription, are given for many types of infections, from oral infections, skin infections, to food poisoning, vaginal infections, and the list goes on and on, right? Natural antibiotics and prescription antibiotics are prescribed for lots of different things. Okay, so with natural antibiotics, they help to boost your immune system and improve immune health, which is also going to help you fight off bacteria and infection of your body, right? This is what we want them to do. And so a natural antibiotic will do the same thing as a prescription, but in kind of a different way. It helps to support the body's natural ability to heal, right? So they can help with things like the common cold or the common flu, strep throat, UTIs and vaginal infections, mouth infections, skin infections, very common, cellulitis, pneumonia, strep throat, and many others, including COVID. Having those natural antibiotics on your team as your team player are really important. So let's talk first about garlic. So, this is common. Everybody probably knows what garlic is. I love garlic, and it's one of my favorite natural remedies. And it really boosts the immune system and also the circulatory system. So it helps things to flush out. We need when our body is in an active state of fighting off something, when the immune system is being boosted, our venous system and lymphatic system need that circulation to move the white blood cells, move the toxins out of the system, and help things to purge, right? Because the viruses or bacteria are going to be eaten up, so to speak, and processed and then spit out, right? And so we want those to flush out of the system. So that's really important. And garlic is a type of herb, and we use it in the culinary form and also in the medicinal form. And it's used in almost every country in the world. And that's because they know and have found over hundreds and hundreds of years how important it is as a natural antibiotic, natural antiviral, natural antibacterial. And it not only helps to season your food, but provides a long list of health benefits. And, I'm sure most of you probably already using garlic in many of your dishes. And so not only does it help with the immune system, but it also frequently is used to help reduce cardiovascular risk, which I was just mentioning about the circulatory system. Like heart attack and stroke, it helps to lower blood pressure and lower cholesterol and help with various types of cancers, including colon cancer, prostate cancer, and stomach cancer. So it's a widely used, and it is really strong, right? It can make you smell like garlic if you take too much of it. But it's really, really wonderful, especially in that boosting stage. So when I like to use garlic is when I first feel that, little tickle in my throat, or I'm feeling a little rundown, okay, I need to get that garlic boosted into where maybe I'm going to use it in a raw juice. That'd be pretty strong. Maybe I'm going to put it, chop it up and make my salad dressing that night, really garlicky. Maybe I'm going to roast some garlic, like all the different ways. I don't really necessarily take it as a tincture because, it can be really strong, but you can take it as a capsulated form. It will, of course, kind of ooze out of your pores and smell like garlic, but it's better to smell like garlic for a few days than to have the flu for for a few days, right? Okay, let's talk about the next one here, honey. So honey has been studied for many, many uses for a long period of time. And it's great, especially to use a local honey, whether you have your own hives on your property, or someone at the farm that I work at. We have our own bees, and I just love being able to receive every year. I get a little, a bottle of honey that the bees made, and it's so special because I know that they're getting the honey from the flowers from the farm that I helped make all the different medicinals, and it's just lovely. So it's really easy to use honey. It's a great immune booster. You can use it internally or topically, wonderful for wounds and topical infections. And it really helps boost immune health overall. And it's a really great one. You can add it to a cup of tea or to some kind of warm drink, and it will give you that immune boosting throughout the day. It can be used alone, right? You could just take a spoonful of honey. It helps medicine go down, right? Or with natural remedies like cinnamon or apple cider vinegar. Manuka honey is typically better. It's more widely studied on PubMed for research articles that were done and the benefits of using honey. Manuka honey from Australia is much more widely known for its antibacterial and antimicrobial properties. And a great way to use honey is with the apple cider vinegar. You could take a little shot glass, about I think 2 ounces is a shot, and then add a teaspoon of honey, and then the honey will dissolve in that vinegar, and then you can take a little shot of that. And that's a great one to do, especially if you're in that stages of feeling something come on that you need to fight off. Of course, like we talked about the garlic in the previous slide, and you could totally add garlic into that remedy, chop it up really fine, or make it into a garlic smoothie. Okay, let's talk about Echinacea. I love Echinacea. It's so easy to grow here in Asheville, North Carolina, where I live. I have it on my own property, have it at the farm. I love using the flowers that here you can see in this picture, the cones, the leaves, the root. It has so many benefits. And when you take it like as a tea or as a tincture, it has a very numbing quality. So you can immediately think to yourself, well, it's going to be great for a sore throat. So this is when I really like to bring Echinacea on, is when you're having that tickle in the back of your throat and you need that right away, super boost charge. Now, some studies have shown that Echinacea can be contraindicated for autoimmune conditions. So just make sure that you check with a practitioner if you do have an autoimmune condition. What I usually recommend with patients and with all immune support in general is to take some for a little while and then take a break and then bring something else back on, or a combination. You know, Echinacea and most immune supplements in general shouldn't be taken constantly, because then it's not giving your body the boost it needs, right? You want those white blood cells to be supercharged. So you have most likely heard of Echinacea. Like I mentioned, it's a powerful, super powerful natural herb and often used in natural remedies. There are many different forms of Echinacea, from supplements to the dried herb form in tea or in tincture. You can use it topically in salves for wound healing. Again, it's very antimicrobial and antiviral and antibacterial. It's a powerful herb that can help treat colds and flus in a more natural way. And also it's great for MRSA and staph infections. So that can be topically, especially if you have a swab done and you see MRSA in the nasal passages. And so that's really great. You can add a little bit into a neti pot, or you can do a spray or take it internally. Lots of ways to use that. But also use it with patients in a salve, and it's putting on the inside of the nose, or if it's a topical staph infection, using it topically as well. Okay, turmeric. Look at that beautiful color. I just love turmeric. We also grow it at the farm, and it's a rhizome, and it has a really beautiful yellow color and is very strong in its berberine content. And so, and you can see that yellow color, it's also great for the digestive system, because the turmeric is yellow, and the third chakra is yellow, and that's in our power center. So it's really great for the digestive system, especially when we're talking about antibiotics, natural antibiotics for the gut. So it's quickly becoming super popular on mainstream for everything from stomach upset to helping with infections and just about everything in between. I use it for a lot of inflammatory gut disorders and joint inflammation. I also will use it in combination remedies for the nervous system, really great for decreasing nervous system inflammation. And while often called an herb, turmeric is actually a spice, right? It's a culinary spice. We use it as a culinary spice and as a botanical medicine or herb. And it's in the same category as curry, the Indian spice you might have heard of. And aside from being used for cooking, it also has a ton of amazing health benefits. I love it. You know, this picture here is showing it most likely as golden milk. And that is a combination where you take warm milk, or I like to use a non-dairy form like coconut or almond. You add turmeric and cinnamon, a little of that antiviral yummy honey, and some other spices. You could add nutmeg and cardamom. And these are all spices that are helping boost the immune system. And that's why we use those also during the holidays. Oregano. So I love this little sign. It's like, oregano, stop at the sign. Now's your time to boost the immune system. Oregano is also becoming more, I would say, mainstream, and it talks about boosting the immune system, or used for the immune system. And there are many multiple herbs in the same category as oregano marjoram and basil and thyme, especially the thyme and marjoram. Those are often used in combinations, and sage as well, for fighting off bacteria. That's why we use them a lot when we're cooking meat, right? Because for a long time, we didn't have the same ways to cool things and cook things. And so we needed to have those herbs to help our body to fight off parasites and bacteria. So there are multiple herbs that can provide health benefits, like working as an antibiotic, including oregano. And like turmeric, oregano is traditionally used as a way to flavor food and cook with it, right? But this is definitely not its only use. However, when using it as an antibiotic, you aren't using the actual leaves of the herb, but an extract of the oregano oil. And so you can use it in a culinary sense, added to your dishes, but you can, most of the time when you're taking it as a supplement, it's in a liquid form in a capsule. So colloidal silver. So if you haven't heard of colloidal silver, it's actually been used for hundreds of years. First discovered in the early 1900s. And this is actually a type of mineral and often used as a supplement, but has other forms as well. And it's easy to find, not only in natural health stores, but regular drug stores. If you can't find it, just send me a message and I can send you a link for an script for it. Also, right now they're making, I've been prescribing to a lot of patients the nasal form of colloidal silver, or also the throat spray. Really great night right now for COVID prevention. So those are two forms I really recommend. Ginger, look at that beautiful picture there. Oh, doesn't that want you just to make, like, have a nice little ginger cocktail? So ginger, in terms of antibiotics, ginger helps most with food-borne pathogens. And this includes Listeria, Salmonella, and any other related conditions. So that's a lot to do with food-borne illnesses, right? So when you're eating, you go out to eat and you're like, oh, I don't really think what I ate at the restaurant was that great. This is the perfect time to drink that ginger tea ASAP. And this makes sense since ginger is often used to ease stomach aches and abdominal discomfort, helps with indigestion and increasing stomach acid production. So when you're thinking about ginger in your natural antibiotic toolbox, this is what you want to think about for your digestive issues, just like turmeric, right? And oregano too, but ginger and turmeric are really used as from that antibiotic digestive perspective. Apple cider vinegar. So I mentioned apple cider vinegar earlier when I was talking about garlic and also honey. You could also use it with turmeric. There's something called fire cider. It was made by Rosemary Gladstar. She was the first person that invented it, if you haven't heard of it. And it combines honey and turmeric and apple cider vinegar and horseradish and garlic, and you let this infuse over, I think it's 2 to 4 weeks, and then you strain it off, and then you can take spoonfuls of it, and it's a super high intense natural antibiotic. So that's a really great one that you can make, and it pretty much has like all these things I've been talking about except for the oregano so far. So that's a really easy one that you can do. If you'd like a recipe for that, just send me a message and I can forward it along to you. So as a natural antibiotic, apple cider vinegar helps by providing probiotics, enzymes, acetic acid, and potassium. So why are probiotics and enzymes so important for our health, especially our immune health? Well, we have tons and tons and tons of bacteria, good bacteria in our gut, in our microbiome. And it's really important that those are highly active when we have an infection going on, or we're exposed to a virus or exposed to a bacteria or any type of infection. We want our body to be helping to fight off specifically that microbe, or sorry, that pathogen. And the enzymes, so enzymes we have enzymes that start in the mouth, they work all the way through the digestive system. Enzymes break down foods. So when we're in a state of immune stress, our body needs help breaking down things so that we can absorb them better. One of the reasons I love using enzymes, and apple cider vinegar is a great natural source of that. So all of those help with fight off bad bacteria in the body. And they also encourage the growth of good bacteria, right? Which we want to have that population. You could think of like, you want to go from a small town like Asheville, where I live, to like New York City, right? You want to have this massive population of bacteria, and you can quickly get rid of the bad bacteria that would have otherwise caused infections or various other illnesses. Coconut oil. So you might not think about coconut oil when it comes to a natural antibiotic and fighting off infections. But the great thing about coconut oil, number one, is it's easy to find anywhere and super easy to use. I recommend really getting a unfiltered organic coconut in the coconut oil form, or a fractionated coconut oil if you're going to use it for a topical use. You can rub it on your skin or on your hair. You can apply it topically to wounds, really great for topical infections. And the essential oils I want to talk about in a little while, this is a great carrier oil or medium for us to look at, or to use, I should say, when we're using the essential oils applying topically for infections. You can also use it in a coconut as a swish. It's called oil pulling. And what you do is you take this coconut oil and you swish it in your mouth and you spit it out. And because it's a fat, those toxins, microbes, bacteria kind of like hold onto the fat like a sponge, like, right? They suck it in. And then when you spit it out, when you swish it out, then those microbes are leaving the mouth. And we have tons of bacteria in our mouth, right? This is the first space where everything goes into our body, that mouth and nose. So it's really important that this is a clean space and no bad bacteria is going down. So this is something really easy to bring in, especially if you're being exposed right now to extra bacteria. And I've been telling and recommending my patients to do oil swishing or oil pulling at least once a week, especially if you're out right now having to still wear your mask a lot. And so not only does it help fight off infections in a natural way, but it can treat many types of infections as well. Goldenseal. So Goldenseal is in that same color as turmeric. It has berberine, and it's good for various types of infections. I love using it for digestive issues. It's really good for eye infections, oral infections like canker sores, around the mouth for that herpes simplex 1 virus. Urinary tract infections and vaginal infections, super good. You consider picking up it as a natural remedy for these infections and keeping it in your toolbox. You can use it as a tea. It doesn't have the most fabulous flavor, but you can add it with ginger or turmeric or honey, but you can also take it as a tincture form as well. Okay, let's move on and talk about, I'm going to talk about essential oils for immune health: lemon, oregano, lavender, and ginger. These are some of my faves. And these are really ones, there's lots of different ones that you can use, but these are common and really easy to find. When you're using essential oils, you want to make sure that you have a good reputable source. You're using something that's not adulterated and organic if possible. Really possible, because it's a concentrated form from the plant, and you don't want any toxins to be going into your essential oils. So lemon essential oils, the first essential oil I like to introduce into your life for improvement of your immunity is lemon. So the lemon essential oil comes from the rind. You can see in this picture here, this beautiful lemon, it comes from the rind of the plant. And so it's a little different than oils that are from the leaves, the stems, or flowers for various other herbs used for essential oils. And lemon essential oil is terrific for detoxifying your body. And when we are needing to boost our immune system, it's very important to detoxify the body, because you could think of your body as being a tube, right? Or another great analogy is a bucket. So if we think about all these different things going into the bucket from the environment, we have stress, we have pollution, we have a poor diet, we have all different types of things, right? Going into this bucket. Usually when we're in a state of health, that bucket is easily able to empty, and it's processing well and detoxifying. But as we have more things go into this bucket over time, what happens is it gets overflows, right? And then the spigot is not able to empty properly or at a really slow rate. So daily detoxification is super important and key. And you can do that. Lemon is a wonderful way. You could use a lemon water, squeeze a half a lemon into water and drink it every morning. Or you could use a drop of lemon oil in your water and drink it throughout the day. Lots of great benefits to that. So lemon essential oil can clear out toxins and cleanse your body in a way that other ingredients don't do justice. And try a little lemon essential oil mixed with other oils in a diffuser, or add some lemon to your water or tea. You can also use it when cleaning your house. It's great for cleaning the surfaces, especially. I use it a lot in natural cleaning, and you can get that beautiful aromatherapy, that scent from the lemon, and you can have this natural cleaner. So uses and benefits. So it cleanses and purifies the air and surfaces. Internal use naturally cleanses the body and aids in digestion and detoxification. So for the body, it detoxifies organs, especially the liver. It's great for the liver and the kidneys. It improves digestion in the gut, helps with constipation. It helps with GERD, burping. It relieves nausea. It promotes skin health, really great for toning the skin, detoxifying the skin. It kills germs and bacteria. It uplifts and energizes the mood and boosts the immune system, super key. And for the mind, it enhances concentration. It's really clear when you smell that lemon aroma. It just helps like open up the mind immediately. It's good for memory and clarity of thought. I love to use it on my desk or in my office when I'm really wanting to focus, right, and clear the air. Clarity is really good for helping you move forward in decision making. For the spirit, it rejuvenates the spirit and lifts the energy to access higher and positive perspectives. And you can add lemon oil to a spray bottle of water to clean tables, countertops, and other surfaces, like I mentioned. So wonderful. I love a lemon essential oil. So here's a recipe here I'm giving for you. This is a super easy lemon purifying spray. So you can first you take a container that you want to use. A spray bottle is great. I like to use the 1 ounce or the 2 ounce spray bottles. You're going to fill that with some distilled water, and if you're going to use a 2 ounce one, just double this recipe. So you take 7 drops of lemon oil, 3 drops of peppermint oil, and 2 drops of rosemary in with that distilled water, and shake it up. And you can spray it in your environment. I like to keep it in my car. It's really great for purifying. Or if you have, like a stinky gym room in your house, or your gym bag, or your closet, or you want to put it in a diffuser, you can take the same blend, put it in a diffuser and clean your air, or use it on surfaces. You could add some cedar oil, a cedarwood oil instead of the peppermint. That'd be great for cleaning the surfaces. Okay. And rosemary. So peppermint is really energizing, and rosemary is a wonderful antimicrobial and antibacterial, but also it's fabulous for brain, opens up the circulatory system, and oxygenates the brain. Oregano. So we talked about oregano earlier, right? And we were talking about using it as an herb, and we're talking about using it more from the essential oil perspective. So this oil is becoming more commonly used than as essential oil, and it can be just as beneficial as the next ones you might be more familiar with using. And oregano as an herb and spice is amazing for your health, like I mentioned, particularly when you have an illness like a cold or flu. This is right when you want to go to oregano. And what I really recommend is you want to have all these things ready. That's the thing about, having that toolbox of preparation, especially for the immune system. Maybe you're going to add into this kit that you're making some elderberry, fabulous for influenza. It's been studied that it's one of the best herbs or berries, quote unquote, for fighting off influenza and flu and viruses. So this is another one I would definitely add to your kit. But have these things ready, right? You want to be prepared, especially for yourself and for your family. So when you do feel ill, because that's the time that you're like, oh, I don't know what to do, right? So you want to be prepared ahead of time. Let's see. The primary chemical component of oregano is carvacrol. phenol that possesses super high antioxidant properties when ingested. So antioxidants help to fight off free radicals. They help protect our cell membrane, which is the outside layer. It's a phospholipid bilayer around the cells. And when we have viruses and bacteria come into the system, they will kind of like latch on to that layer or attack that layer. So when we have used antioxidants, it makes that layer stronger. Also, essential fatty acids are great for that too. And so those viruses can't get through the cell as much. That's like they have to fight through. And the supplements that are antioxidants are the ACEs. So that's A, C, E, selenium, and zinc. Wonderful to bring in as a supplement. And also we have, from the fruit perspective, we have the berries, right? The raspberries, the blueberries, the strawberries, all those are high in antioxidants. And as we're moving out of the summer season, you can use frozen ones, which is just as well, which are just as good. Okay, oregano oil works for overall health and wellness, and adding it to your regular regime of naturally boosting your immune system is a great option. So uses and benefits for oregano essential oil. Oregano essential oil uses a powerful cleansing and purifying agent. So you can use it as a spray in your environment. You can also take it internally, but it's very, very strong. I recommend taking it in a capsule form, like I mentioned earlier. If you're going to take it, orally, mix it in with some food, like 1 drop. It's so strong. Mixing it in with a wonderful, spaghetti dish or something. It supports a healthy immune system, healthy digestion, and respiratory function when used internally. So it offers powerful antioxidants when ingested, like I mentioned, helping to fight off those free radicals. So you can take 1 drop of oregano oil in a veggie cap, or 4 full ounces of liquid daily to maintain a healthy immune function. So that's 1 in a veggie cap. Then, or you can take 1 drop in 4 ounces of full liquid, if that's confusing there. Sorry about that. And you can add 1 to 2 oregano oil drops to a veggie capsule to support healthy respiratory function. You can put 10 oregano oil drops in a 16-ounce spray bottle with water for a surface cleaner. So these are some great things you can start adding in and using in your environment. And veggie caps are really easy to find. If you need a source for those, just reach out to me. So here's a great little remedy, a sinus infection remedy. So how this works. So sinus infections cause swelling, inflammation, and blockages, right, in the sinuses. And this is a garlic and oregano oil remedy that helps to treat sinus infections in the following ways. So 1, garlic, like we talked about. It fights the inflammation associated with sinus infections and helps to reduce any blockages and swelling. So oregano oil, it clears those sinuses and boosts your immune system, which helps to speed up your sinus infection recovery. Great, right? It's a super powerhouse combo there. So how do you prepare the remedy? So put 5 drops of oregano oil on a paper towel and then place it on your pillow while you sleep. And when you wake up, discard the paper towel and add 3 cloves of garlic and 5 drops of oregano oil to a bowl of boiling water and breathe in the steam with deep breaths for 5 minutes. You use this remedy daily until a sinus infection subsides. So you use it, you're using it under on top of your pillow is sleeping. So it's constantly in your environment. You could also use this in a diffuser or in a spray. You could spray it in your environment. And then you're doing a steam bowl, okay? And that really has all this wonderful steam going straight into your sinus passageways and fighting off the infection. Lavender essential oil, one of my favorites. I love lavender. It has so many uses, and it's really common. You've probably heard of this one. If you ever used essential oils, lavender should be no stranger, right, to you. So it's often what people think of when they think about oils and herbs in general. And lavender is such a wonderful, versatile essential oil. It helps with everything from headaches to anxiety to insomnia to topical infections, respiratory infections, hormonal. It just has a huge list of components. It's also great for your skin. I love using it for burns. This was how it was first discovered in a lab. The scientist was making some perfume and he it wasn't perfume. He was a scientist working in a lab and he burned himself and he had some lavender essential oil in a vat. And so he stuck his hand in it and he recovered very quickly. And he's like, oh, this is useful for burn. So that was not one of the first like publicized uses of it. And you can also use it for anti-aging, really great for the skin. It's used a lot in lotions and soaps, etc. So lavender oil can help you relax and de-stress your immune system. It's been studied that stress is one of the main contributors to impacting the immune system. So it's really important, we're boosting our immune system with all of the wonderful things I mentioned, garlic, turmeric, ginger, etc. But we want to help also our emotional system, our nervous system, our sympathetic system, which is that running from the bear, that fight or flight. We want to help that system to relax because then that brings us out of that stress mode and allows our immune system to engage. And it helps also to reduce irritation and inflammation. And like oregano oil, fights off free radicals because it's high in antioxidants. So uses and benefits. So you can add a few drops of lavender to your bottoms of the feet at bedtime or to bedding and pillows. Then use the inhalation method, right? So an inhalation method is when you put a couple drops 1 to 2 drops on your palms, rub those palms together and take a nice deep breath in. I actually have some lavender on my desk right here. So I think I'll do that right now. It sounds great. So you put a drop in your hand. You can use lavender oil neat, meaning it doesn't have to be with a carrier oil because it's very safe. So rub in between the hands and take a nice deep breath in. Oh, smells delicious. And then, you can use that oil that's on your hands wherever you like, right? So I could rub it on the back of my neck, really helping my neck to relax, or on the bottom of my feet. So use this inhalation method to draw the scent all the way into the amygdala gland to calm the mind. And the various benefits of lavender essential oil include many, right? And they include the following. So 1, balance mood, emotional stress, and nervous tension. It's highly studied for this. It's wonderful. You can take it orally in a gel cap. You can spray it in your environment. You can use it topically, lots of different uses. It increases mental activity because it helps you to relax. It helps engage the brain. It eliminates restlessness and exhaustion. So you don't always think about using it, right? You're like, oh, I thought lavender was for relaxation. It is, but it helps when you're in that chronic fatigue state. I use it a lot with patients who are in that chronic fatigue state because it helps balance the nervous system. It's pleasing as a natural perfume for men and women. It relieves skin issues, great for eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis, insect bites, burns, itching, oily skin, stretch marks. The list is endless. Ginger essential oil. So we talked about using the ginger spice, right, in the herbal section. And ginger essential oil is derived from the fresh rhizome, that's the picture here, of the ginger plant. And the subterranean stalk of the plant, it shoots out the root system. And internal use of ginger oil is best known as a digestive aid, just like the root we mentioned earlier. And it helps with occasional indigestion and nausea. It's really commonly known for helping with nausea, especially in pregnancy. Travel, I love it. I always take it traveling. I take ginger drops when I travel because you just really never know, like maybe you're having some, like when I'm flying on the plane, like turbulence, or if I'm on a boat, sometimes the waves will be rocky. You just don't know. It's great to have a little something to help you. So ginger essential oil can also be applied topically or inhaled for a soothing aroma. Okay, so let's talk about the primary benefits. It's really pouring at my house right now. I was like, what is that strange sound? So if you hear something in the background, it looks like a hurricane outside. So that's what that noise is. So the primary benefits of ginger essential oil, internally, we can use it to help support the healthy digestion, like I mentioned. It's known as an internal use for a digestive aid to help ease occasional indigestion and nausea. It's got a soothing and calming aroma. So it has both, right? It has a kind of like spicy, stimulating, but also soothing aroma. And like I mentioned, you can put it use it as in a car ride, or you can use it for any type of motion ride, going to a fair and riding on a roller coaster, whatever you're doing. You can apply over the lower abdomen for a soothing massage, especially if you're having a lot of digestive upset and cramps as well. Peppermint essential oil. So peppermint is frequently used in toothpaste, right? You guys all know peppermint, super common. And chewing it as a gum for oral hygiene. Peppermint also helps alleviate occasional stomach upset and promotes healthy respiratory function when taken internally. So benefits and uses. So when ingested, it promotes healthy respiratory function and clear breathing. So, when you smell peppermint, just like everything opens up, right? Love the way peppermint smells. I love using it in my diffuser is in the morning. It really helps me to like get going and helps to clear the air and invigorates me. I like to use a combination of peppermint, eucalyptus, and rosemary because it really opens my brain up. It helps promote digestive health when taken internally. You can take it as a tea, wonderful tea, and it's a natural bug repellent. So bonus, right now we still have a lot of mosquitoes around. So it's great to add in with some other oils like citronella or lemon, eucalyptus, making your own bug spray or using it by itself. So here is a wonderful runny nose remedy. So how the remedy works. So a runny nose, of course, occurs when the nasal passages and sinuses get filled with excess mucus, right? So this eucalyptus and rosemary oil, this eucalyptus and peppermint oil, peppermint oil there, remedy helps to treat a runny nose in the following way. So eucalyptus oil flushes mucus out of the sinuses and the nasal passages, and peppermint oil opens up the respiratory passages. So here it is, how to prepare the remedy. Super easy. So blend 5 drops of eucalyptus and 3 drops of peppermint into fractionated coconut oil or jojoba and apply to your chest and under the nose to open the respiratory system and reduce mucus. Super easy. So, one thing I love about essential oils and herbs too, just they're really easy to use. Once you kind of get into the rhythm, like, okay, yeah, I got this, I can make this. This is super easy. It takes me like a second to make this remedy together. Got the eucalyptus oil and the peppermint. You just need to have the things in your toolbox. Get those main, 7, like all these essential oils I mentioned here, they're all inexpensive, easy to add to your toolbox. For morning congestion and runny nose, add 5 drops of eucalyptus oil and 3 drops of peppermint to a bowl of boiling water and breathe in the steam with deep breaths. Now you want to let that cool off a little bit. It's too hot if it's still boiling. And so, but you want it to be really hot. Okay, great. So we're going to start wrapping things up today. And I hope you really love learning about natural antibiotics. So some things that we discussed herbs, garlic and turmeric and ginger, oregano. Those are some of the wonderful herbs you can start bringing in your medicine cabinet to help boost the immune system for the flu and cold season, as well as some of the essential oils like lavender, oregano, ginger, eucalyptus, rosemary, all these ones to really help engage the immune system. So if you're ready to explore the world of a super immune system, I just wanted to mention my detox program, because when our body, remember how I mentioned before, when our body is that bucket model, when that bucket is overloaded. So these are some signs that you might need a detox. So let's look at this together. So in your brain section over on the right, anxiety, depression, irritability, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, neurotransmitter imbalance, right? Okay, that's a lot of things going on in the brain there. Heart, the cardiovascular system. So high blood pressure, increased risk of heart attack, high cholesterol. And reproductive system. So decreased libido, increased PMS, irregular cycles, decreased hormone production, decreased sperm count, and infertility. Huge sign you need detox. And just a little plug, next week I have endocrine or estrogen dominance. So if you're working, if you're here tonight, or you're watching this, replay and you're interested in reproductive aspects, I'm an expert in women's health. I'm going to have a great wellness webinar next week. And also you can go to my website. I have all the replays of the webinars that I do. And you can access them there or on my YouTube channel, and all the handouts that I give out go with those as well, because my goal is to empower you with knowledge, and that helps you to have the healthiest body possible. So you can access things. I have lots of free resources. I want you to feel excited about your health. Okay, so joints and muscles, increased inflammation, aches, pains, tension, increased risk of energy, increased risk of injury, not in energy. Okay, DNA. So you can see the picture here. I'm a huge genetic expert. My book is all about DNA. And you can see the picture here of the DNA in the middle, right? Yeah, the DNA in every cell of our being. And when we see a decrease in mitochondria, those are energy powerhouses. That means a decrease in energy. A shorter telomere. So telomeres are aspects of our cells which shorten as we age. So if you're showing a lot of signs of aging, for instance, people look at me and I'm 50 and they're like, what? Yeah, I take really good care of myself. I do lots of detox. I eat really well. I take lots of herbs. I exercise, and I know that when my body is needs a detox, which I do a detox, a little small one once a month. And then every 3 months, every seasonal change, I do a larger one. And that's really important to engage my body, because we're in an environment right now in our society where we're combated all the time with toxins, and we need the help to eliminate those. So increased DNA damage is also another sign. Gut, so nutrient absorption, constipation, diarrhea, pain, discomfort, indigestion, and bloating. Immune system, right? That's what we're talking about today. A lowered immune defense. That would be a sign of chronic illness, right? Say, are you the type of person who, you feel like, anytime someone's near you, get sick, or if you constantly have a cold or flu, and so this is a sign you need a detox. Increased illnesses, increased recovery time. Instead of being able to bounce back easily, it takes you weeks. And that's what we're seeing with COVID too. It's taking people a long time to recover. That's a sign of a weak system. It is an intense virus, but it's also a sign of a weak system. Decreased immune function and decreased white blood cell count. So these are all signs, right? So maybe you're looking at maybe you had one in each category, or maybe you're one specific category reaches out to you. You're oh yeah, I totally. So these are I wanted to give you, this is a great diagram that I made to help explain why a detox is so important. So if you're really ready to balance your life and create long-lasting energy for the fall and winter, it's time to reset your body. So I have a great genetics detox program. It's my 30-day cellular optimization program. And let's take a look about what this is about. So a detox benefits the entire body, right? If you remember from that slide before we talked about here, you can see that a detox benefits every cell, every part of your being. And so also it is not only for the physical body, but for the emotional body and spiritual body too. It gently cleanses the damaging toxins from your whole body, rebuilds a strong immune system, and reboots your adrenals, which the adrenals is your system for stress and energy. It improves your hormonal balance and feel less stressed, exhausted, and run down, right? This is what all my patients have been telling me. They've been having a lot more hormonal problems. Oh, I didn't have my cycle at all this month. We're man, I'm just feeling totally run down. And so this is your sign that you need a detox, and you need support. Improve the look of your skin, hair, and nails naturally. Dramatically improve your gut health so you can enjoy healthy, regular digestion and an additional immune boost. Shed the toxins that lead to weight gain. So if you've had some extra weight gain, maybe over the COVID 15, or if you have some extra bloating you're experiencing, or extra belly fat, this is signs you need a detox. Because those fat cells in the body are adipose cells, and adipose tissue hold on to toxins when we're stressed. And so a detox will help those to be released. And also a benefit is you enjoy real, delicious, nourishing foods that energize and vitalize your mind and body, right? So that's my genetic detox program is amazing. And so you can join the genetic detox program. It's $199. But if you are attending this webinar, you get a discount, you get to save $100. So for the whole program, which is amazing, it's only $99. And this is really my gift to you because I want you to have the best immune system, really having that foot forward to engage your immune system and feel supported into the fall and winter. You can sign up easily right there at doclulu.com/genetic detox. So thank you so much for attending. It has been my joy and pleasure to talk to you about one of my favorite subjects, natural antibiotics.